Bice is the nickname of Beatrice Ruggeri, which is the mother of the owner. It's a nickname for Beatrice. Bice makes it special because in 1926 they opened it in Milano, and since then all the famous people, the fashion business, and actor and actress, they go there. And in 1987 we opened in New York, and in 1999 we opened this place. And since then we're doing a great business. The food is great, the price is right, not too expensive, and that's why it became so famous and popular. Our chef, for example, the chef that we have here now is the cousin of the owner, and he owns 2 restaurants in Italy. And we keep the tradition of the good Italian food like our mother does in Italy.
All right, Steve. Now, Bice has been like attracting a hip crowd since it opened. Tell us why you like going there so much.
I really have always enjoyed it. You get a mix of people from Chicago. You get a mix of tourists coming off of Michigan Avenue. You get a mix of people who I like to think know good Italian food and a good wine cellar. It's a very pretty room. It's got solid Italian food from all ends of from north to south in the cuisine, and all those selling points really add up to a winner for me.
So, what do you usually eat when you go in there?
I hate to say that I am a creature of habit. I have probably had everything on the menu. I tend to get the beef carpaccio as an appetizer and the penne arrabbiata for a meal. It's a very plain, simple pasta. It's not the thing that probably sticks out to most people on the menu, but with a good wine, it's one of my favorite meals.
You actually had one of their house specialties, you reckon?
Yes, I had the osso buco with risotto, and it was fabulous. It was tender. The osso buco comes with the bone with the marrow inside. I dig out the marrow and mix it in with the risotto. I mean, it was fabulous. It was really good.
And both those items are very hard to make. I mean, it's hard to make a good osso buco. It literally should fall off the bone. It's a braised veal shank. What about you, Diane?
Well, I wanted to try something a little atypical in terms of an Italian meal. I didn't want to have pasta. I thought, let's see how they do fish. So I had the seared tuna, served on a bed of spinach with a side of mashed potatoes. It was outstanding, delicious, grilled to perfection, a little bit of a smoky flavor. And what preceded that was the polipo de something or other, but it was an octopus appetizer, the entire baby octopus on the plate, several of them. Outstanding, delicious. I enjoyed all of the various entrees, and because I sampled my husband's and my daughter's, and it was all good.
And I think of the authenticity of the restaurant, that a lot of the waiters are from Italy. Your waiter, Diane's name was Fabio. And
Fabio.
You're like, Fabio, darling, I have the tonato, thank you.
All the front
And yours was Estefano?
From Venice. And, I asked him where he was from, and by the time he was done, I had a picture of Venice. I was ready to call my tourist guide and have him book me on the next flight out there. It was great.
Almost all the time, the front staff, from the person who seats you to the wait staff, they're almost always from Italy.
Exactly.
Now, what do you think about the price point? Because a lot of people feel, if it's a pasta restaurant or Italian restaurants, the charge $30 or $28 for an entree is kind of pricey. How do you feel about?
I think Bice is interesting because if you look closely, you can order at any price point that you want. The penne that I like, I think it's $13. And you can go up to risotto, which is much more expensive, but there's definitely something at each point in each category. That being said, the wine list is one of my favorite reasons that I like the place too. It's exactly that. You could go crazy. They have top-end, very nice Italian wines down to more reasonable, manageable, everyday table wines and everything in between.
By the glass also. I had, my party didn't want to share a bottle. I got a glass. It was excellently, the size of it was quite big, so it followed me through the whole meal.
They have a very good glass selection. They have a very good grappa selection, which I don't know if anyone went
next
to.
Time.
But yeah, they have an extensive list of grappas, which it's a nice way to wind up your meal.
Actually, you had one of my favorite things after a good meal, the limoncello.
Yeah, I had never had it before, and it was a great way to settle a big meal.
It's a digestivo, and a lot of the time, where I'm from in New York, a lot of the restaurants used to serve it complimentary after dinner, but you smell it, it smells like candied lemons, or it smells like lemon heads or something.
Lemon
But
heads. Exactly.
But then you drink it, and it's like, you know, the first time you drink it, it's kind of strong, but
it makes your
it
stomach
works.
feel good.
Yes.
Speaking of the drinking and the limoncello, tell us about the bar scene, Steve.
It's pretty eclectic. There's good people watching. Like I said, you get people from Chicago, you get tourists, you get diners, plus you're right off of Michigan Avenue.
But even though it's in that area, there's a sense of serenity when you enter because of the coloration and very neutral tones.
2 different tones of hardwood flooring, brass railings, mirrors, quartz lights.
Actually, the chairs are called the Bice chairs,
Really?
and they're available. Like other restaurants have them,
Wow.
but they're called, you know, they're named after the
I mean,
restaurant.
expressly for them and
It's
their
just for
restaurants.
Bice. Yeah.
Really?
But
Exactly
Steve, this
right.
was your pick, so tell us why you like it.
Wow, like I said, it's an established restaurant in Chicago that has great Italian food, an extensive wine list, and in beautiful settings. I think that its simplicity is what really makes it great.
And Diane.
I love the whole presentation of all of the courses. The ambiance was great. Service was par excellent. All in all, a very good experience.
And Rick.
Again, the location, it's great if you're out shopping, good place to go and relax. And the staff, Estefano, again, it couldn't have been nicer or friendlier. Great place.
Okay, well, you can find the fabulous atmosphere at Bice Ristorante at 158 East Ontario at 312-664-1474. They're open for lunch and dinner every day, and reservations are accepted. And the average tab per person without all the Chiantis is about $30.